top of the table, Storm will face off against the Raiders on Saturday night as we dive into round 17 of the Telstra Premiership. I'm Renee Gartner and I'm joined by Josh Mansour as we unpack this one. Now, Josh, let's hit into the Storm first. And despite their win against the Dolphins, they really scrambled in defence and particularly at the final stages of the game as well too. Bellamy pointed out that they've sort of been a few inconsistencies coming into the game, in particular with their defence, which is something we never really normally say in the same sentence when it comes to the Storm.
It just speaks volumes about the Storm. They just set such high standards, and it's no surprise why they're one of the best teams in the competition. And you know, there's a lot of hype around the Storm this year. Obviously, they're still missing Cameron Munster, which is. Again, I feel like he'll be perfect once he comes fresh into the finals, and with Pappenhausen as well. A bit of concerns around his foot injury. You know, he hasn't had that much luck this year, so yeah, the Melbourne Storm have been outstanding, and they actually had the rub of the green, no pun intended, when it comes against Canberra.
Well, you've also got to take into consideration Harry Grant got split on Wednesday night as well too, so whether he'll play or sort of go ahead, that'll be up in question as well.
Put his head in the wrong place, and it was against Spencer Leniu, so out of all people.
Yeah. All right, well, let's head over to the Raiders. Speaking about the rub of the green, it must have been a really tough week on the paddock for the Green Machine after their loss last week. Ricky looked very, very prickly in that post-match presser, and it was both himself and Elliott Whitehead. They really called out the fact that they're lacking toughness in their side at the moment, and there was a lot of individual efforts, which is where it starts getting, the wheels start sort of going in different directions. They fight each other on it.
Well, they've got a lot of inexperience to their side. They've blooded a lot of youngsters this year. In terms of direction, like the absence of Jamal Fogarty has really hurt them. Again, with their defence, they're leaking a lot of points, so this definitely not up to NRL standards. Close to 40 points in the last 4 games. Again, I feel like with Canberra at the moment, they're a team low in confidence. Like Bricky's pretty hard and stern, but sometimes it's not the right kind of approach with these young players. And again, I feel the harder you, as a player, no one wants to go out there and lose, and every player wants to have that perfect game, right? But I feel like when you're low in confidence, the harder you train, that hole just constantly gets bigger and bigger. And well, this is a perfect opportunity for Canberra, actually. They have some luck down playing in Melbourne. There could be an ambush approaching from Melbourne Storm, and it's probably a perfect time to get them.
Yeah, well, they've won 5 of their last 6 games in Melbourne, so there's potential there, but it's a lot to turn around in 1 week.
A lot to turn around, a bit of inexperience in the side. I feel like the leaders in that team, Joe Tarpanay, Josh Papali'i, even Jordan Rapana, they definitely need to stand up and hope these young kids around the park and give them some confidence. All
right, thank you very much, Josh. If you want to see this match live, head to nrl.com/tickets. If you can't get to the game, you can watch it on Foxtel, Sky New Zealand or KO. Kickoff is at 7:35 p.m.